Namaste, Dr. Divya Matlani here. Let's begin the session Psychological and Psychiatric Disorders called as ADHD, which is called as Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. So let's start it. So, what is ADHD? ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It's a brain disorder that affects how you pay attention, sit still, and control your behavior. It happens in children and teens and continues into adulthood. ADHD is one of the most commonly diagnosed mental disorders in children. It usually is spotted during the early school year when a child begins to have problem, paying attention. ADHD cannot be prevented or cured. And also, but spotting it early, having a good treatment and education plan can help you and your child with ADHD to manage the symptoms. So ADHD types and the symptoms in children. There are particularly the three types of ADHD diagnosed in children. First is the inattentive, which is called as a child with inattentive ADHD may include be easily distracted. Second, having the trouble following directions or finishing the task. Having the poor and the listening skills. The child may not even listen. Okay, having problem in paying attention, make careless mistakes. Okay, when in writing they do not have the full focused on the copy as well. Forget the things very easily. Have problems and organizing daily tasks. And also have trouble sitting still, often lose things and daydream a lot. And also hyperactivity and impulsive behavior they may get. The second type, which is called as a child with this type called as ADHD may have the often swickrum, fidget and bounce when sitting, and also having trouble staying seated, not to able to play quietly by themselves, and also always keep moving from here to there to there to there, such as running, climbing on things, talk excessively. So having trouble in waiting for their turn, and also blurt out the answers, interrupt others when others are speaking. Let's suppose their mother is speaking, so they can interrupt in between, and also interrupt others. ADHD symptoms in adults, also called as symptoms of ADHD, may change as you get older. They include often being late and also forgetting the things, called as restlessness, trouble controlling the anger, impulsiveness, and also trouble to staying organized. Last but not the least, for example, like procrastination, easily frustrated, often bored. They will feel very bored if they have, get the toy. They will start just, opening it, play, and after that they just leave the toy and they want something other because their concentration is not so good. Trouble concentrating when reading. If you will say read the line, they will not. Mood swings, depression, etc. So what are the therapies you can include? Cognitive behavioral therapies, CBTs. This helps you to reframe your negative thought patterns and manage the emotions and develop the coping skills for the ADHD symptoms. In CBTs, you have to change the thought of a child with your instruction, because as a parent, as a therapist, it's up to your responsibility to teach the child. ADHD coachings are there also. A coach provides a practical support for day-to-day living, such as organization, what you have to plan, how to make a plan, how to do a time management, how to completing a task. Medications are also there, stimulants are there, so that the doctor may prescribe any kind of amphetamine or also methylphenidate, etc. Non-stimulants options include like the automextin, clonidine, etc. Lifestyle changes, you may include regular physical activities. First, improve the focus and lower the impulsiveness and boost the mood. Sleep. The person and the children may get the proper amount of sleep. Okay, at least minimum 8 to 9 hours of sleep is good for your brain, which I have understood even for everybody. Okay, when you sleep deprived, you may have the lot of things. Stress management you have to do. Stress make the ADHD symptoms may worse. Natural remedies for excess ADHDs are do the physical activity. Even in the adults you can inculcate, and in the children also. Okay, so what happens in that particular thing? You can inculcate the yoga therapy in terms of not just in the asana. Give them the practices of stillness. For example, practices of they cannot do meditation very easily. Okay, so inculcate the picturization. Start the techniques to see the picture. Inculcating the CBTs and the pictures meditations. And after that, after the effect of it, you can inculcate the practices called as shavasana. In the shavasana, you can inculcate the practices, breathing practices. For example, sectional breathings, abdominal, thoracic, and the clavicular breathing. And also a little bit of visualization will work for them, because the visualization will hold their mind towards the therapist, towards themselves. Okay, so this kind of things you can inculcate. Always in the terms of diet for the ADHD, please do not give your children any kind of fried food, especially because it will enhance the bad cholesterol in the body and free radicals in more amount, which will inculcate the stress, and stress will inculcate the activity, and activity will inculcate the ADHD. Okay, so this is a pattern. So just give the child the food which is homemade, especially freshly prepared, very freshly vegged, easily cooked food, easily digestible things. Even in the night you can enhance dalia, little bit amount of proper amount of dalia and poha, etc. towards your children. Nuts, omega-3 products you can give. Enhancement of potassium and magnesium foods, and iron also. These kind of things you can give, and also teach the children, especially the discipline. Okay, because as a mother and father, if you will teach the discipline part more, it will inculcate in their behavior. Reward them a good behavior. Okay, if they are following something in a planned manner, reward them in terms of anything you can give to your children. Okay, small type of treat, a homemade food like iron supplements, and you can give the zinc supplements as well for the people, those who are in the ADHD condition. Okay, because zinc, magnesium, potassium have seen, the research also have seen that they might have the good effect on the symptoms of ADHD. Thank you so much for joining this session. I hope you have liked the brief discussion about the attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.